I'm the youngest Trilogy saddle fitter. And when they interviewed me, they said, "You're too young to do this." And I said, "No, I'm not. You have no idea what you're messing with." I decided to be a saddle fitter because my dressage horse was a very difficult horse to fit. When I got my college fund, my dad said, "Do what you want with it." So I bought a horse and a saddle, a brand new custom saddle, and it did not fit him. They basically said, "Well, that's tough." And it was a $5,800 piece of equipment, and they offered to buy it back for me for $2,000. And I was like, "Well, that's really awful." So I had nothing else to ride him in, and it eventually gave him something called kissing spine. He got double kissing spine in the front of his back and the back, and it made him unrideable. And when I called this company, Trilogy, I had actually purchased a used one, and she was so invested in my horse's well-being. And I had never had that experience before, so that really was like life-changing, that there were people out there who cared, because there's so many who don't. And there's so many who just want to sell you a saddle. And so I think that was really what led me to saddle fitting, was in his memory, because I ended up losing him and he ended up dying from kissing spine. I wanted it really, really badly, and she said, "You'll be the youngest person I've ever trained." And I said, "Bring it on." I felt like this drive to do it, and it's a trade, so it's really difficult to do it at this young age, because it takes so much learning, and you walk in and someone goes, "Oh my God, you're 28 years old and you're gonna fit my saddle and I'm 60, 70 years old." It is becoming a trend again. So I think people don't like when they get beaten by people with better fitting tack than them. And I think people are starting to realize that it's not just like a fancy new car. It really is a piece of equipment. I always tell dressage riders it's an investment in your sitting trot, because your score could be affected because you can't effectively ride. And a bad piece of equipment really makes that difference. So I think that's why it's coming back around, and more professionals are coming out and saying, "I do have my tack fit." And then people are like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know that." It has been life-changing for so many horses to have a well-fitting piece of equipment. It turns horses who wouldn't have had a chance into animals that children can ride. I've had horses who literally break the cross ties because they're so painful when I touch them, and then the next time they see me, they're nickering like I have a treat, and they remember that, and it's so rewarding.